What's up? What's up? What's up, my crazy crew? Hey, y'all. Listen, I'm on a roll. I feel amazing, and I hope you do too. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I thank you for the last 3 people that have subscribed to my channel within the last 24 hours. You guys have no idea how excited I am. Yet again, I just changed the number here yesterday or last night, so now I have to change it again because now I have 243 amazing people that are subscribed to my channel. And I'm excited because I just am. It's going to get better and better and betterer and betterer as I navigate through this thing. So, last video, I'm gonna go off of that. You know, the last video I posted could have been, may as well have been a part 1. But not knowing that somebody is a narcissist, or you don't really realize, it's not like, it's one of those things that you meet somebody and you have no idea. They don't really show you everything that you probably need to see. And that's with any relationship. Any relationship, you don't really know that person fully like we probably think we do. So if I piggyback off of the last video I had, I married a narcissist. I didn't know that, but I did. I married a narcissist. And parts of my story, I don't know how exactly I could put it all together. You know what I'm saying? Not just put it all together, or how I could talk about certain things in in a particular order. So how I'm going to do these videos is they're going to be random, y'all. And my hope is that if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or if it's something you like, well, how did you get to that point? Or what happened when this, or have this ever happened? Listen, drop it in the comments, y'all, because I am in order for me to completely utilize the gifts that God has given me, I have to be open. I have to be open, and I have to be honest, and I have to be in a place of healing from certain situations where I could talk about it and I won't feel a certain type of way. Or I could talk about it and I don't really care who feels any type of way. Because at the end of the day, it's my story. And it's all true. It's all facts. It's all documented. Especially certain things that I'm talking about, especially being married to a narcissist. This was my second marriage, right? This was my second marriage. And not knowing, man, you could not have told me. Nobody could have told me that that's how it was going to end. You know what I'm saying? Nobody could have told me that it was going to end like that, because I really, this time I worked for this one. I worked hard. I compromised. I was willing to compromise. I'm real slick at the mouth. This mouthpiece is serious. When I tell y'all I can put together a combination of words that'll eat somebody alive, but I choose, and I've grown, I choose not to do that. And I decided at that time that I am a love, my love language is words of affirmation is my very first love language is words of affirmation. And then there is acts of service. You know what I'm saying? And in the beginning, that's really what it was, to a certain extent, because I don't really think the words of affirmation thing, I don't think he understood that, or he even knew that about me. But that marriage ended in domestic violence. Like, you really have, like, sometimes, you know how people tell you, and I guess these will just be TED Talks, I guess. I don't know. We'll figure that out when the time comes. But, you know, you meet people, or you get into a situation, and, you know, you have people that be like, oh, girl, I would just leave, or that ain't gonna never happen to me. You can never say never. You can never say never. When it comes to anything, nobody could have ever told me that I was going to be in a domestic violence relationship, marriage, or situation. Because I've seen domestic violence, or I ain't gonna say I've seen it. I heard domestic violence in my childhood. I lost a friend to domestic violence. And I think me losing Tammy really opened my eyes to know that I didn't want that to be me. I didn't want my children to have to put me down like that. Like, I didn't want that to be what took me out. You know what I'm saying? I want my time, when my time to go, it's going to be on God's time. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's so easy for people to be like, girl, I would just leave. You just go. It's not that easy, y'all. And I can honestly say it's not that easy. I thought that, you know, the first time a man put their hands on me, or somebody put their hands on me, I'm gone. It's not, it don't work like that. You will be manipulated, or you can be manipulated in so many ways to have your mind thinking just what that person says to you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so grateful that I got out. Like, I got out. And let me tell y'all how I left. The crazy thing. I've talked about this, but never like this. And when I hit the submit button to post this, I hope that, I don't know what I'm going to feel like or what I'm going to think. I probably feel relieved in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I don't care about if the person that, you know, the other party in this ever sees this or not. But the things happened, okay? And I remember even after, back up. Even after I took, you know, I had, one point in this relationship, in this marriage, I got tired. I got tired of arguing. I got tired of trying to, you know, make something work that I probably should have known wasn't going to work. You know what I'm saying? But because I genuinely love this person, I stuck around. And at one point, I got so tired, I just didn't want to be in existence anymore. You know what I'm saying? I took 36 Xanax. And do y'all know, I woke up 3 days later. I don't know. I didn't know what happened in those 3 days. I don't remember anything. What I do remember is opening my eyes one day and was like, damn, it didn't work. In that moment of me taking those pills, in my mind, I had put my children in my pocket. I was taking them with me. That right there, as I'm talking about it now, or I've talked about it prior, that's when I had lost it. I had lost everything. I lost my mind to what I was going through. I put my kids in my pocket and I took 36 Xanax. And I can say 36 because that's the last number I remember saying. I remember I was popping them one at a time. And whatever I wanted to happen wasn't happening fast enough. And I started popping them by 6. And 36 is all I remember. Woke up 3 days later. And I can honestly say maybe 4 years later, I had a conversation with my kids and I learned what happened in those 3 days that I was out. That's for another video. But how I got out was one day My kids went to school, and I told him that I was going to file my taxes. I said I was going to do my taxes. So I took the things that I needed to do my taxes, and I left in the car, and I went to, I was going to the person who was doing my taxes at the time. The crazy thing is, I went and picked my kids up from school, and I didn't go back. At that time, I didn't go back. I had left before, but I went back. And that after I left the first time and I went back, that's when it got real. Like, he had put a gun to my head. He had my finger on the trigger with the gun pointed at him, and he was like, "You will never see your kids again," type of thing. But the second time I left, I didn't go back. I told him I was going to do my taxes, and I never went back. What did I do? I was staying with people. Me and my kids were staying with people, and I left with what I had on my back. Now, mind you, I had 15 years worth of hair supplies, all of the things, you know what I'm saying? The house that we had together, somebody purchased that house for me. $50,000 in cash. The lady bought a house for me because she wanted to help somebody become a first-time homeowner, and just so happened to choose me. I left it all. My life was more important to me. Once that light bulb clicked, once that thing clicked in my mind, my life was more important than any of this stuff. So I didn't go back, y'all. And then to hear my child say, because I was like, somebody had paid for me and my kids to be in a hotel. I was in a hotel for 3 weeks, for almost a month. And mind you, I left with nothing. I was scared, like restraining order, divorce, all of the things, y'all, all of the things. This was crazy situation. And me and my kids ended up going to a DV shelter. And I was in that shelter for 6 months. And in that 6 months, that man stalked me. That man, and it was like I changed my number, all of the things, because he had burned the phone out. He had called the phone so much, burned it out. And I left. I went to a DV shelter, and I don't wish that on anybody. I'm so grateful that they have DV shelters around for people who need them when they do need them. But I don't wish that situation on nobody, no woman with kids, because I've seen so much. And it was times where we were on lockdown, meaning they had to call people's jobs. For those people who work, they had to call your job and tell them that we couldn't leave because somebody's abuser was outside trying to get in and kill the person that was on the inside. Like, I seen a lady come in with her whole mouth, everything wired shut, and they had to send her back to the Indian reservation that she came from. But I feel like I was in that situation because I began to minister to the women that were in there. I began to, even though I didn't feel secure within myself, I didn't feel like I was in a position to minister to those women, but I did. And that was an experience. And that was something I got through. I got through it, y'all. I got through it. And now, even 8 years later, the person, that narcissist, is still has my name in his mouth. He still lives in the house that was purchased for me. I don't care about any of that. When I tell y'all, I can sit and talk about this right now and don't give two flying craps about any of it because I actually did the work. That situation and me having a conversation with my kids, learning what happened those 3 days that I was out, me and my children sitting around a bonfire, like I gave everybody, gave all three of them index cards, and we had markers, and we sat and we had a bonfire, and we wrote on it, but I told them, y'all have permission to say whatever it is you want to say, because it's time for us to release anything that we don't want to hold on to anymore. That was probably the most crying I had done in such a long time. But the release from that was amazing. And that in that moment, in that instant, 6 years later, I realized that my healing journey had begun. Like, I moved out of that city. I didn't move out of Indiana, but I moved out of that city because he wouldn't stop. He found out where I lived. He wouldn't leave me alone. It was crazy. But I think about that situation, and it only made me stronger than I feel so much stronger than I've ever felt in my life. Because I was at the lowest point of my life. Nobody could have ever told. I've always been a person with confidence. Nobody could have ever told me that I was ugly. Nobody ever told me that I wasn't smart, that I wasn't going to be anything, that I wasn't going to accomplish anything. Nobody could have ever told me that. This man had me to a point where I didn't believe in myself. I didn't even know who the hell I was. But God. The strength of a woman is crazy. The strength of a woman is crazy. It is. And I feel like we all have a superpower. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a superpower. God gives us all gifts, but it's up to you to tap into that gift. You know what I'm saying? That's when me and my kids did that bonfire, that's when my healing journey began. And that was 3 years ago. That was 3 years ago when I started my healing journey. Now, as I'm sitting here talking to y'all, I'm better than I was then. And now not only am I healing from those things, I'm healing from childhood trauma. I'm working on being the best version of myself that I can be. And now I'm utilizing the gift that God gave me for what it was intended to be used for. Today I did a live on TikTok. I was live on TikTok, and I had to write down what I said because it was powerful. I've always used my gifts for good. The gift that God gave me, I've always used my gift for the good because I knew God gave me a gift. And up until a certain point, I didn't know what that gift was, but I knew God gave me a gift. He gave me a gift to be a motivator, to be an inspiration to somebody. I didn't go through all the things that I've gone through in my lifetime for nothing. I went through that so that I can help somebody else. That's the reason for when I say keep it real, T, I mean that. I've always used my gifts for good. I always knew what my gifts was. I just allowed people to manipulate it. That is so powerful. How many of y'all know what your gift is, but you're allowing other people to manipulate your gift to do whatever it is that's going to benefit them? Baby, that's a word. Do y'all hear me? That's a word. That is insane to really sit and think about. I've allowed so many people to manipulate the gift that God gave me, to manipulate it to benefit them. I am so much stronger than I was yesterday, a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, 6 years ago, 8 years ago to be exact. I'm so much stronger than I was because there's no way I could have. I didn't think that I was going to be able to get back to a place of solitude, of happiness, and I did, y'all. I did. I got back to a place where I am genuinely happy. And now, that peace, that joy, that the feeling that I feel has elevated to a whole new level. When I say it elevated to a whole new level, could y'all imagine what it's going to be like a year from now? Y'all seeing it in the beginning. Y'all seeing it in the beginning stages. I ain't gonna, well, maybe not in the beginning stages. Y'all seeing me right in the middle. Wait till I hit that plateau. Wait till I hit the peak of what God is about to do in my life. When I tell you, I'm excited for it. When I say I'm excited for it, I'm so excited because do you know that when all hell is breaking loose around you, your breakthrough is just around the corner? You just have to be strong enough to know that that's what's happening, and you have to stay on the road that says faith. You got to stay planted and stay grounded, and you have to remember whose child you are. And when you can do that, do you know that everything is gonna be okay? It might not look like it, y'all. I promise it don't. It don't look like it. You probably feeling like, dang, you saying all this stuff, but I'm in this situation right now. Y'all, it ain't, listen. I'm not where I want to be, but I know I'm going somewhere further than where I'm at right now. But I know that if I start thinking negative, or I start saying I'm not going to, I'm going to show y'all a clip. You're probably seeing it in the beginning. Y'all either see it in the beginning or the end of this video. On this side of me, I did a wall of affirmations and things that I'm manifesting. I told y'all in every video, speak what you seek until you see what you said. Write the vision, make it plain. I've done all the things. When I tell y'all this is just the beginning, I promise y'all, if y'all continue to rock with me, subscribe to my channel, comment, leave comments, let me know what you think. It's just going to get better. I promise you it is. I don't have it all figured out. But I said I was going to hit the button. I'm going to record videos. I'm not the best at editing them, but I'm not going to let that stop me from making videos. I'm not the best at, I'm doing this all by myself until I figure it out. And when I figure it out, I'm going to keep going with the flow. Go with the flow. That's all I'm doing. But if I could reach one person and I could change the life of one person, if I could help change the mindset of one person, my gift is being used for the good. It's being used for what God intended it to be used for. And I'm excited about that. That makes me happy. I'm talking about, this is just the beginning, y'all. Let's do what let's just take life to another level. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all for watching this video. And if you have made it all the way here, listen. If nobody told you today, you're freaking amazing. And don't let nobody tell you anything different. You're freaking amazing. You can do absolutely anything you set your mind to. You just have to believe it. What I tell y'all, what Eric Thomas tell us, believe in yourself like people believe in the lottery. If you play the lottery, believe in yourself like you believe that your numbers is going to hit tonight. Y'all don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Go and share the video with somebody, because it's something that I'm going to say that's going to spark an interest in somebody. Somebody need this. Somebody need this encouragement. Somebody need to see somebody else that look like them, talk like them, sound like them, walk like them, shape like them, all other things. Somebody need to see it, y'all. Help me get to 500. Until the next video, I love y'all for free. It ain't nothing you can do about it. All right, sugar nuggets. I will talk to y'all later.
Let me know you.